What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of this F1 2010 Let's Play Career Mode on Expert. We are ready for the penultimate Grand Prix in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Interlagos, a legendary track, always from good racing. We're still 19 points ahead here of Mark Webbah in the championship, and we can seal the deal here with a win in Interlagos. And even if Weber is second, he won't catch me anymore. So we could seal the championship right here. I found a new helmet mod, Nick Heidfeld's mod. It's pretty much the most awesome helmet I've seen in a long time. Someone from Race Department, sorry, forgot your name, didn't note it down. Put that up. So really awesome helmet. Nick Heidfeld's helmet, and the mod for it it's really well done. So there we are. Interlagos, legendary track. So many awesome legendary moments happened there, notably, Hamilton winning the title on the last lap. That must have been, you can hate Hamilton all you want, but from a neutral point of view, that's really the tightest championship ending ever, unless you count like Schumacher ramming Villeneuve and Hill off the road. At least with Hill he was successful, the German bastard. So here we are, Interlagos. Let's get to the setup. This is setup I used again, couldn't be arsed to do it myself. I used from Race Department yet again, from, who was it, Gris Fiske, I think. So I don't think I tweaked anything. Maybe, yeah, the gearing, I tweaked it maybe just a little bit. First gear, you don't use it anyway, you just use it at the start, but I don't use it otherwise on this track. So not much point in putting that anywhere, really. Just make it short to get a good start. Get the camera all the way to the left. It's going to eat up my front tires probably again. But really, couldn't be ours to do a setup. Here we are for the hot lap on Interlagos. Down the long straight. Very tricky first corner. Brake around the 100-meter mark. Drop down a second. Hit that apex, feather it through and back on the throttle. Short shifting if you have too much wheel spin. Out to another longish straight. Moving up to a tricky corner where Hamilton lost the championship, basically, earlier in 2007. Brake at the 100-meter mark, down a third, hit that apex. Don't go too wide. You can go on the curves, but not any wider. Make sure you're smooth through this section here. You just do a tad of brake, drop down to fifth and fourth, hit that second apex. Down 2 gears, down to second, hit another apex, feathering the throttle. Here you give it a little pinch gas, a little bit of feathering, short shifting again here so you don't have too much wheel spin. Down the second back here, heavy braking in this middle sector. Very tricky section here. You short shift again from third to fourth, again limiting the wheel spin. You brake just at the 70-meter mark or something. You're very careful through here, don't want to go wide, and this is crucial for a good lap time. You need to have some good speed through this long straight. Stick to the inside. Don't go too wide. You see many people going too wide here. Stick to that barrier. And this is your hot lap on Interlagos at 1:10.597. For now, it's a pole position, and it's gonna stay a pole position. That's right. And the qualifying, I changed the camera again a little bit. It's again the realistic cockpit mod, but then FOV75, I think. So here we are, Hamilton in P2 and Weber only in P3, so that opens up some possibilities. If it stays like that, I'm world champion. So, yep, it's going to be interesting. Let's see if we can keep together. Yeah, I have pretty good race pace on Interlagos. Pretty horrible quali pace, as you just saw. But very good race pace, really. There's not really a corner where they're very slow through. There's maybe in the middle section, there's one where they're quite early on the brakes, but then there's another one they're flying through there. But yeah, race strategy. Feel me coming, right? Pit stop bug, anyone? Pit stop bug, anyone? Oh yeah, hit me twice again. So another restart, 2 restarts. Yet again, so I put it on the recommended lap 5. Impossible. Too many cars in the pits, everybody in the mama sailing through. 15-16 second pit stop. So I figured, okay, I'll pit on lap 4. Same thing happened. And I got a speeding penalty, but I would have lived with that if I hadn't gotten the pit stop bug. And so, third try. There you see that cool Nick Heidfeld helmet. And third try was the good one. Finally didn't get held up in the pits. So there we are at the starting line. Me, Hamilton, and Weber right behind me, and you're gonna see me doing something tricky here. I'm going to deliberately botch my start so Weber gets held back. That's right, some very tricky racing. And somehow I still managed to keep Hamilton behind me too, so this is working out wonderfully. Look at Webbah. He's all the way down. He's out of the top 4. So weird. So even I might not even need a win here if I want to seal up this championship here today. Let's get back to the instant replay of the start. Didn't put in the nice flashing instant replay thing, but I guess you figured out this was the instant replay. Here you see me holding up Webbah. That allows Vettel through, Massa through, everybody and their mama through, and Vettel's stuck in P5 now. Take that, you Aussie bastard. Some, well, not really dirty racing. I didn't touch anyone. Just tactical racing, let's call it. And I really did deliberately do a slow start, because I knew Webbah was right behind me and he was going to get held up. So let's look at the mini-map. He's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's in P6. Jesus Christ. Webbah is having a horrid race, and I'm flying away here at the start. All the AI seem to have a horrible first corner. Don't know why, but definitely did. Taking a sip here. But it's still going to be a tight race. Like I said, Interlagos race pace is pretty good for the AI. Actually, one of the best I've seen. I think I said last time Korea was good race pace, but I think I may have to revise that statement in saying Interlagos is the best race pace. There's really a good challenge here from the AI. They're still not aggressive enough in overtaking. But, you know, it's a challenging race. And here, this first corner is very tricky. You're better off braking a tad early, like I usually do here, rather than too late, because you send off spinning, the backside will break out, and you'll find yourself in the decor. So you're better off braking just a tad earlier than you would want to, unless you're, of course, on that balls-out quali lap. But during the race, brake just a tad earlier than you would, and you'll get safely through the first corner here. This one's a tricky one too. You can lose a lot of time running wide through there. So yep, the time trial setup again, numbing my front tires. Interlagos is known to be especially harsh on the front tires. I think that middle sector is pretty much rapage, grape you in the mouth when it comes to front tires. And of course that long straight, you know, high speed stretch, but it has two pretty nasty kinks to the left in it. So, you know, a lot of scraping going on. But we're managing our P1. And Webbah is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. It's P6. So things are looking up for us. Might get the championship here today. Yeah, Nick Heidfeld's helmet. I know I've mentioned it 3 times, but I'm really happy with it. So major props to the modder who made it. It's a very nice looking helmet, I must say. And it looks awesome in the real car too. I mean, I find it very silly, the whole Lotus Renault thing, but the car looks pretty good. Except for those 2 red toad owl slaps on the side of the wings, that totally ruins it for me. But Heidfeld's helmet definitely fitting into it. It's like he already felt it coming. He was going to get this drive somehow. He's psychic. Because if you watch his helmet in last year's in Zauber, it was pretty much black and gold as well already. So it's like he sensed the opportunity coming. Or something like that. Of course, the testing is over in Barcelona. And they're going back to Barcelona because Bahrain got cancelled. Which is a good thing. I mean, you don't want to be in a country where, you know, there's civil unrest and army putting in, you know, shooting live bullets at people. I saw a horrifying YouTube vid. I retweeted it from one of my loyal followers. Thank you, by the way. Who brought that to our attention. It's very graphic, but Jesus, if you watch that video, you understand why F1 should not go to Bahrain right now. And it's not because it's not safe for the drivers. It's because it's horrifying. Seriously what the government's doing. But let's get back to the race. We're in the pit stop. So lap 3. Because lap 4 wasn't working. Lap 5 wasn't working. So I figured lap 3 and there's still people in the pits. Who knows? I had a fairly decent lead and there's none of my really close competitors in the pits. So this might work out. Looking back, panicking. No, we're out. Yes. Finally. Seriously, I don't know what's up here at the end of the season. I didn't get a lot of pit stop bugs. Basically until midway through the season, and then it just started hitting me every fucking single race. Seriously, Codemasters, I hate your coding. Fire whoever did your AI and pit stop animations and shit. I thought they fixed it. And then people say, okay, you can pit a lap earlier or later. No, you can't. I've tried that. I've tried it on every track I've been pit stop bugged. It doesn't matter. Because on short race distances, there's always going to be someone in the pits around the scheduled pit stop times. And sure, you could say don't run 20% races, you won't have it as much. Which is true, but then don't give us the option to do 20% races if you can't figure out how to code it correctly, you motherfucking noobs. Right, yeah, very ranty, but I was really pissed at the point I was doing this race. So I'm probably not as smooth as I would have wanted to be. Again, 3 restarts, well, 2 restarts, and then the third was a good one. But again, that, and it was really, oh man, annoying, very annoying. But let's see how the pit stop works out, of course. We came out in P18. There's a bunch of them in the pits right now, so we're going to gain some spaces. It's always good, it's always good. I did a pretty decent out lap. The in lap was good as well, still from P1. Going sailing into the pits. I think my pit entry was okay-ish. Maybe lost a second there though, but it was a bit cautious on the entry. It's a very tricky pit entry to get right when it comes to speed. I mean, it's just straight in there, but gotta pay attention to your pit limiter in this track, that's for sure. It's not like Monaco where you basically already come in the pits at the right speed. So Vettel's right behind us, and I'm like, uh-oh. Vettel came out right behind us in the pits. So he gained 4 seconds in one out lap? Really? Oh yeah. Yes, Codemasters is as brilliant as that. I don't know what they did to the AI on pit stops, but first it gets you held up all the time. And second, the AI just make mad insane pit stops and in and out laps. I don't get it. But up to P14, okay, I'm just basically, I'm expecting to end up, you know, after this lap, which is the recommended pit stop lap for the option runners. So I'm expecting to see a whole bunch of the pits now, and let's see where we're going to come out. One guy in the pits, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's Webbah. There's the blue dots. And how in the hell did he get so far ahead in 2 laps on worn options? Seriously, how? Anybody tell me how this is possible? Was my lap time so horrible? It was around the 112s, which is decent race pace. So, how is this possible? Sutil, who was, I don't know, 10 seconds behind me or something. Oh, I really don't get it. Something's wonky with the AI. They're pretty much, that's what basically it, pretty much on qualifying pace the whole damn race. In other races, they're not, because qualifying is a bit weird sometimes for them. But in this, you know, their qualifying pace wasn't that spectacular because I got pole in the Lotus. But they're doing like 110s, 111s all the time. As you're seeing here, I'm having big trouble to catch Sutil. And I got Rosberg on my ass. At least we're back in the points, and Webbah is kind of close ahead of us. So if we do a faultless race here, we might still get ahead of Webbah. But pretty pissed off that I came out that far. And again, a result of the pit stop bug. I would have pitted on lap 5 normally if I could have. But I couldn't, so I only had 3 laps on the options and blah blah blah. And now I'm gonna have to hope that the prime tires are gonna hold up, of course, through pretty much a whole race distance, which is 20%, which isn't too much. But still, I have to hold up for what lap did I pit? 11 laps. Pitted at lap 3, and someone coming out of the pits. I just managed to keep 1 Force India behind, and I'm thinking, who hasn't pitted yet? Because only P8. Here a bit of sloppiness, that's what I said. Lose a lot of time. I got Liuzzi right on my ass as I make that little mistake there. Here Petrov went into the wall in one of his signature noob moves of the year. I'm a bit afraid to see what Petrov's gonna do this year. I think it's gonna be a lot more fail again. A lot more fail to come from that guy. I mean, he already managed to spin off 2 or 3 times during the testing sessions when you're not even supposed to be going, you know, even trying for lap times or stuff where you're just trying to get the car around as many times as possible. And he managed to spin it twice already. The new pay driver rookies don't seem to be doing that well either. Sergio Perez for Sauber already managed to destroy it once. Well, not destroy it, but put some serious dents in the Sauber. And Maldonado did the same in the Williams, so that's promising. Only rookie who hasn't really fucked up yet is D'Ambrosio, my countryman. And, well, no, Di Restas went into the gravel a couple times as well during testing. But the Force India's not looking very forceful this year. I have a bit of apprehension about what Force India's going to do this year. I think they're going to be dropping down in the midfield. I mean, the Toro Rossos seem to be very good on pace, so they're probably moving up a bit more, while everybody thought Toro Rossos were the weaker ones in the midfield. We're at risk this year of getting caught up by the likes of Lotus. Excuse me. But now it's looking more and more likely that it's probably going to be the Force Indias, the weaker brothers. The Lotus has been doing pretty good. Yarno put it in the wall as well, truly. But apparently it was a car failure. There was oil and stuff on the road as well before, you know, at the point before where he spun. You know, he put the oil on the road, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just mangling this sentence completely. So yeah, interesting tests, but now we're gonna have to wait one more month. Oh, another month before the Grand Prix season starts. That's gonna be tight. That is Jarno in the pits. That's just one guy in the pits. So where's the other prime runners? Still only P7, well P6 now, because we just jumped Jarno in the pit lane. And Sutil's just running away from us. Nothing we can do. I mean, I agree, my lap times should be coming down at this point, and they're not, so my driving isn't 100% up to par, but it's not bad either, and I was managing first pretty comfortably on a comparable pace, and then all of a sudden I'm in P6 and I can't keep up with the Force India? Really? AI, what have you done? What have you done? Very strange. So yeah, very hard time trying even to stay in touch with Sutil, which isn't working out for me. I still see Webbah is not that far ahead, so at least he's not in P1. Someone still's got to explain to me how Webbah managed to jump from P6 all the way up there. I mean, he was far down the field. And of course it's got to be Webbah, my main rival, who does a great pit stop at exit. And Alguersuari is in P1 and running fastest laps of the race. I'm telling you, this Interlagos Grand Prix is doomed, haunted. I'm telling you, it's haunted. So Webbah's in P4 we see now, 6 seconds ahead of me. And he was in P6, pretty much 6 seconds behind me. So he gained 12 seconds in a couple of laps without me doing many noticeable mistakes. I did one mistake here a couple of laps earlier, went a bit wide. But for the rest, no spins, no under braking, no lockups, no nothing. And still, Webbah manages to catch 12 seconds overall on me. Crying. We're on lap 10. Prime seem to be holding up fairly okay. Nothing too worrisome. They're holding up fine. I'm not under a lot of pressure from Liuzzi. I'm basically just in a small no man's land. Liuzzi's far enough behind. Sutil's too far ahead, so just basically hoping that at least Sutil's still gonna pit. I mean, the Force Indias. I don't know. I think I saw him coming out of the pits before me. I know Liuzzi came out of the pits right behind us. So chances are Sutil's not gonna pit anymore. So Alguersuari definitely is. There's two people in the pits, which hopefully we're going to pass here. Looks like it, but they seem to be a lot faster through that pit lane exit than the game allows you to, because of course they hold our hands like we're little kids and can't even drive out of a pit lane. And that's Alguersuari. He literally braked to let me through. Did you see that? He was right next to me and then he seemed to brake. And we were, wheel to wheel on the straight. But that's friendly, Alguersuari. Thank you, Jaime. I do not mind that. Looks like we're getting a tad closer to Sutil, so maybe we're going to be able to mount a late race charge on Sutil. It seems to be getting slightly closer. Let's look at the next split time. See if we are getting any closer to Sutil. On the mini-map, it doesn't really look like it, but I don't remember seeing him in the distance anymore the last couple laps, so maybe I am right. And I noticed that this corner I'm too cautious. I could have taken much more speed through there, pretty much the whole race, but it's better to be a bit more cautious through there than a bit too reckless and get on the grass and ruin your whole straight. That's going to cost you 1 or 2 seconds because you just won't have the acceleration and top speed needed. So definitely, in most races, it's better just to be a little more careful and have a little less pace than have a blistering pace, but then spin off and lose the 5 seconds you won over the last 10 laps. It's a matter of preference. There's other guys that can only drive balls to the wall, but for me, especially on the longer league races I'm doing, I'm like a diesel, It takes me like 10-15 laps to really get into a groove. It's one of my weaknesses. I'm just very cautious at the start of a race, and it usually ends up with me losing positions because I'm just so cautious on the heavy car. But it just takes me a while to build up the confidence in a car. It's also the heavy car. You're not very confident under braking and stuff. But that's definitely one of the points I need to be working on the longer races. Is being consistent is fine, but you still gotta be fast, of course, if you wanna play any part in the big leagues. Looks like we might better our time now, finally. That 1:12.397, it's pretty far off our qualifying pace. could go down with at least a second, then I'd be happy. But nope, just with a 10th, well, 143. That's not gonna do it. Yeah, we are getting closer to Sutil, I think. He's now 4 seconds ahead. He was 5 and something, I think. But the rate I'm closing in on him is just not enough. Just not enough. Exactly the same first sector here. And Massa put in a blinder. Thank you with your lovely accent. A blinder. A blunder? Is he making juices? Yeah, Massa. Pretty disappointing season in this, in my little season here as well. I'm thinking next year is going to be the season Massa loses his Ferrari seat. Him too managed to spin off twice on the last test day when it was a little bit wet on Barcelona. So that's definitely not something you expect from such an experienced driver, to spin off twice. I mean, the first spins he had were apparently car issues, you know, when he set the Ferrari on fire. So that was apparently really a reliability issue. It wasn't his fault, like oil went on the back tires. But now he just spun off twice again in the wet in Barcelona, which, yeah, makes me frown a bit. I mean, I'm thinking Massa's gone from Ferrari this year. I have nothing against the guy, but he had one good year and that was it. 2008, didn't make it. And then his horrifying accident, of course. I think it hurt his confidence a bit. And then, you know, getting bum raped by the team Ferrari and Alonso definitely hurt his confidence as well. And I think this year, if he doesn't get good first 2-3 races, his confidence is going to go down the toilet again. And he's just going to be mixing it up with whoever is in the top of the midfield teams like he was last year, basically. So it looks like we're going to have to assign to a P4 in the last lap. A little bit of pressure from Alguersuari all of a sudden. So yeah, Alguersuari and Sutil, 3rd and 5th. What the hell is up with the AI on this track? I mean, it wasn't a rain race where you would expect such flukes, really, from Sutil and Alguersuari. Alguersuari has barely managed to finish 15th this year, and all of a sudden he's in P5? Really? It's all to do with the pit stops, of course. There we are, Lewis Hamilton over the checkered flag, and Webber's there already, Sutil's there already, and now we are too, and it still merits a little fist pump. I do like that helmet. Oh yeah. It's looking pretty good. Quick Nick in the Renault. It's going to be interesting to see what Quick Nick's going to pull out of it. Fantastic, yeah, it was decent enough drive, not good enough. 14 seconds behind Hamilton. Seriously, how Webber got from 6 to 2 in the pit stops, I do not know. But let's see, we're still 13 points ahead of Webber, so we can still very much nail him in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is one of the tracks I know the best on the whole calendar. I've done like 2 weeks of solid training on it. For one of my earlier league races, we had like 2 weeks, and I had holidays, so I could basically play every day. And I did every day, I did Yas Marina. So I know that track like the back of my hand. I know it even better than Monaco. It's, yeah, really one of my favorites now. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a good result here. So no press conference, but then they are calling my name. You can see there's a lot more press now already. When we started this season, just one dude. Now there's 2 dudes with a mic. No, 3 dudes with a mic already. And then some cameras and shit. So yeah, we're getting popular. There's a blimp. Huh. Never noticed that blimp. Guess it's only there for Sao Paulo. So yeah, next up, Yas Marina. Yes. Oh, come on. Do you have anything else to say, woman? So make sure to stay tuned. We're 13 points ahead of Mark Webbah. I'm not going to do the whole calculations now, but a win will do in Yas Marina, and I'm champion. Basically, just finish ahead of Mark Webber. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Get ready for the last and final race of this championship season. See if I can win it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And you can always follow me on Twitter at TheVillainF1 if you want some more updates on what's going on with the video recording. So until then, peace out.